What's up, everyone? Welcome to another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. This is a really cool battle against one of my subscribers named Olewankenobi. This is actually, as you guys might be able to tell, it's a Monotype battle. Every Monday on the stream, I host what I call Monotype Mondays, where all competitors will face me using a mono team. If you don't know what a mono team is, you can take a look at this real quick. It's fairly simple. A mono team is a team consisting of 6 Pokemon that share the same typing. So as you can see, I've got Mienfoo, Scrafty, Lucario, Machamp, Sawk, and Toxicroak. That is mono fighting. They don't all have to be only fighting. As you can see, Lucario's part Steel, Scrafty Dark, Toxicroak Poison. As long as they all share a common typing, it's fine. And on my opponent's side, Ole's carrying Rotom, Rapidash, Delphox, Pyroar, Darmanitan, and Infernape. So he's carrying an incredibly powerful mono fire team. So these battles are really cool. They seem to be really popular with the chat. This was a really cool battle, so I wanted to upload it to YouTube. Just, you know, it's not just a regular battle. It's actually a pretty cool one, mono style. So the first thing I'm noticing is obviously as opposed to Rotom, he's completely weak to ground, and he's also always weak to. He's got no coverage for rock. But this is how a mono team works. Most cases, you know, obviously if every Pokemon on your team's one type, you're gonna have issues. My Scrafty's to stop Psychic, and my Lucario's to stop flying a little bit. So, you know, I try to have a little bit of coverage in there. But the first thing I know I want to do is keep Sawk sturdy, intact, and keep him alive so he can Earthquake everything on that team, as opposed to the except for the Rotom, obviously, because it's got Levitate. But let's go ahead and get into the battle here. Now, I started off terribly. For whatever reason, I wasn't thinking about Infernape. Infernape is almost always the lead in any battle, even if it's not a mono team. And I lead with Kimono, who's my typical lead. Now, I went for Fake Out. After I saw it, I was like, well, maybe he doesn't have Fake Out. But he had Fake Out, and he outspeeds me, obviously. And then at that point, really, I knew Close Combat or Flare Blitz was coming. There's really nothing on my team I want to take either. Toxicroak could help me wall off a close combat, but even then, like, you know, he's not going to be in, you know, enough HP to handle anything, so I did let Kimono die. Now I bring in Seth Rollins, the Sawk here. You guys know him. I was predicting the Rotom to come in to predict an Earthquake, but he actually switched into Delphox. I went for close combat because, you know, I was trying to get some maximum damage off. I knew once that Rotom was out of the way, I was in range to start wrecking face. But he brings in the Delphox, which obviously resisted with Psychic typing. That's okay. He's got no bulk, and I'm Scarfed, and he can't take 2. So, I mean, we're like, what, 4 turns in, and 2 things have already died. So, the whole battle goes pretty fast. And there's a whole big theme that kind of happens throughout the whole battle. And it's this. It's exactly this. I kill something, and he brings in Infernape. Now, I need to keep sturdy intact on Seth at all times, so I can either take a Flare Blitz from the Scarf Darmanitan or a Mach Punch and still be able to Earthquake and kill. I need that to happen, so I knew Fake Out was coming. I switch into Scrafty here to take the Fake Out. Now, he could have went for close combat. I am completely invested. I'm actually impish with 252 defense and 258 HP. Me living a close combat is a doable thing. But I don't think he wanted to risk it at that point because Infernape was so key to his battle, so he switches into Rotom. I'm great with that. Like I said, this is the one thing I can't Earthquake to the face. So, I want to get rid of him ASAP. Now, I predicted a Will-O-Wisp here. I am a Shedskin set, which really helps when you get burnt, but I don't want to take it. I'm going to switch into Machamp. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this. I don't know if he's ever been on a YouTube video, but this is actually, no lie, you're about to find out, a special Machamp. He carries Focus Blast, Fire Blast, Vacuum Wave, and actually Hidden Power Dark for ghost coverage. It started out as a joke on my stream about it, and I just had someone gen it for me, and to be honest, he actually works a little better than you'd think he would. So, no guard helps him hit Focus and Fire Blast all day, which is awesome. So he goes for Thunderbolt. I'm way too bulky. I actually take him down to like literally 1 HP, and I think that was a crit actually, so that's alright. You know. So at this point I'm like, okay, I can take another Thunderbolt, and I can actually take down this Rotom, so, but he has Overheat, and that's obviously going to do more damage and kill me, so Machamp's going to go down. He didn't do a whole lot of work, but seriously, I'm not kidding, he actually does help a whole lot sometimes. Like, it's surprising, really, how well he actually works sometimes, to be honest. I guess no guard focus blast is a thing, right? Anyway, so I'm just going to bring in my Lucario here, because I've got priority and everything. I just went for Aura Sphere, because I knew I outsped. Obviously, he's not Scarfed, so, I mean, in case he switched, I'd get maximum damage on anything. Why not? Doesn't really hurt anything. But Rotom goes down, leaving him wide open to Earthquake, so... Yet again, he's going to bring in Infernape. Now, I'm actually Sash, and I would rather not waste the Sash on a Fake Out, you know, so I'm going to switch out. I believe I went back into Scrafty again, and take that yet again. So this is the same situation before. Like I said, it's a continuing theme. I kill something, he brings in Infernape, I have to switch, you know? So yet again, he doesn't really want to risk the close combat. It probably would have killed, even though I'm max, and Infernape's powerful enough with an attack that powerful. But he brings in Horseland, which is his Rapidash, obviously, with that shiny. I just went for Drain Punch to get some damage off. And it does a solid amount. Now, like I said, I'm completely 100% maxed out in attack. His whole purpose is to be able to set up Dragon Dances on weaker physical attackers. So I kind of made a misplay here. I went for Dragon Dance. He ends up critting, which I don't think actually mattered, because based on that damage, it would have done more than 50 anyway, I think. But I know he's banded off of that, which is why that did so much. I should have went for Drain Punch. It probably wouldn't have saved me. It probably would have ended up doing the same amount, you know, and killing me anyway. So it's kind of like whatever. So I could have Drain Punched and then I would have died, but I didn't get any extra damage off, and I die instead. I think if I would have, yeah, he would have died to recoil, I think, if I had Drain Punched. I don't know though. Anyway, I'm going to bring in Lucario. Yet again, that priority kicks in. Obviously, Rapidash outspeeds, but he doesn't outspeed that. And that's Rapidash down. So, you know, he gets a kill, I get a kill, and then he brings in Infernape. It's every time. It's just one kill at a time. It's really cool. It was just like a really back and forth battle. No one ever had the advantage, obviously. The thing with Mono is it's hard sometimes to build a whole working team with walls and attackers and all that other stuff because of that. It was so hard to find special attackers. Luckily, I had him a champ as a joke, and then Lucario obviously runs well as special, so I had special attackers on my team. Anyway, so he's going to fake out the Toxicroak. I don't Scrafty anymore, obviously. He goes into Pyroar here. Now, unfortunately, I didn't go for Drain Punch. I went for Bullet Punch because I was pretty sure he was just going to Flare Blitz my face, so that's okay. I went for Sucker Punch on this turn because obviously he's going to attack. Pyroars don't ever set up, so he's going to do that, and then he's going to kill me with Flamethrower, which is, you know, unfortunate. My Toxicroak, excuse me, actually isn't Dry Skin, so that didn't do extra damage. Mine's actually Poison Touch. So back into Sog, yet again, nothing he can do. At this point, Earthquake is going to massacre his whole team, so he has to stand and take it to the face. And this is what it came down to. I did a really good job keeping my Sturdy and my Focus Sash user respectively untouched, so they could both take any hit they wanted. So he's going to go for Fake Out. I can't switch in Lucario. It breaks a Sturdy or a Sash either way. I go for Earthquake after the Fake Out, you know, because I'm Scarfed, so I'm going to outspeed, obviously. He ends up being Sashed. I kind of thought he would be. And he's going to go for Close Combat. Oh, excuse me. Click the button too early. And it's going to take me down to 1 HP, so actually, look, guess what? I'm Sturdy anyway, apparently. But actually, I was surprised here. He doesn't end up carrying Mach Punch. Now, if he would have carried Mach Punch, that would have been the game. He could have Mach Punched Lucario, because obviously he outspeeds. And then I would have killed him, then he would have outsped me with the Scarfed Arm and taken me out. But unfortunately, he didn't carry it, so that ends up being a big deal. He's obviously going to outspeed me here, because he's going to be Scarfed as well. Almost all the Titans are, and that's going to kill Seth. So it just becomes this one-on-one between Lucario and Darmanitan. At this point, I'm fairly certain I have it, as long as I can kill him with a Aura Sphere and a Vacuum Wave. So turn 1, he's going to outspeed. Take me down my Sash. He can't burn, thankfully, because of Sheer Force. He's gonna do a solid chunk of HP with recoil damage, obviously, and then I'm gonna be able to fire off an Aura Sphere, which, you know, Darmanitan doesn't have a lot of bulk, despite the fact he looks kind of bulky. And this does a really heavy chunk, taking him almost down to death, and then obviously I carry priority, and that's gonna be the Vacuum Wave, and that's going to be the game. Literally 1 HP. If at any point I would have let Salk or Lucario take an extra Fake Out, I probably would have lost that game. Lucario came in the Sash the whole game, really was huge. Salt keeping sturdy didn't matter a whole lot because the fake out the end, but you know, it took a lot for me to try to switch back and forth trying to keep both the Sash and the sturdy in play, because I knew they'd both come down, they'd be big in the end, especially with threats like in front of Darmanitan on the field. So yeah, really fun battle, guys. Thank you guys for taking time out of your day to watch my video. I really appreciate it. If you guys have never tried a mono battle, you guys should give it a shot. Like I said, every Monday on my stream is Monotype Monday. So if, you know, you got a team you can make, it doesn't have to be any good. It could just be 6 of the same type. They don't have to work together, really. I'll battle you. It's all for fun anyway. It's really cool. It's really interesting. It changes it. It actually makes you think, because it takes a lot, obviously, to build a successful team using all the same type, because you end up all having the same weaknesses. You really have to, you know, pick Pokemon specifically to counter your weaknesses, like Scrafty for Psychic or Pangoro would work as well. So anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me. If you guys have found me on YouTube, you guys should give the stream a chance at www.twitch.tv/xchriscobain. I'll put a link in the description below for you guys. And, yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next video.